Broadcasting Network. Again, your final 72-51. Coach, it's one of those things where I don't want to say you throw out the tape, but everything that can go wrong kind of did, and the shots just weren't falling. Talk us through, what you saw on the sideline and what you said to the team.
Yeah, the biggest thing was just we got out-rebounded by 17. And to have a game this past Wednesday where we out-rebounded a team the way that we did and to turn around and struggle that way, that was the difference in the game. And then they outscored us in the paint 26-14. I think we got a little hesitant offensively because of their size inside, and so we were just a little more tentative about driving into the basket, and then our outside shots weren't falling, and we started settling a little bit. But yeah, we just got outworked on the things that we can control. We feel we can control the glass, and we got outworked there.
Yeah, and obviously you said the height advantage that Augustana had. You guys don't really have to face them until February 3rd. Obviously, I don't want to say looking that far ahead. What's some stuff away that you could take away from this game being like, hey, we found some differences that we can do heading into that next matchup?
Yeah, we contemplated, switching up our defense a little bit, but we were too worried about their shooters because they were shooting it pretty well from outside. So we didn't want to change it up. We just kept emphasizing being in help defense. We got to work with our post players a little bit more. Defensively, they were fighting a little bit too much. We talk about pulling out the chair, releasing a little bit because they want to lean on you. And so we just got some work to do when it comes to that post defense. And just not to be scared of their size. Like, we can outwork them there, but if we're fearful from the start, that makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, I know we saw it from up here. Grace Gordy getting sort of annoyed as soon as number 14 from Augustana came in. But again, talking about her last two games versus U Chicago, which was a loss for you guys, and then tonight, she's had probably one of her best games so far. Talk about that sort of being able to be like, hey, yes, we have a bad shooting night, but we're able to rely on Grace Gordy as a freshman.
Yeah, I was really happy. She stepped up. She's been, the last game we kind of switched some things up, and she responded really well today. And then we told her, like, you got to go at them. Like, don't not make the move just because somebody really big is sitting behind you. And I think she did that the way that we asked, and came up big for us because we were struggling to score, and she helped us to score for sure.
All right, looking ahead now, North Central on Wednesday. What's going to happen between now and Wednesday to kind of get things back on track after having such a, huge last few wins?
Yeah, I think we just got to get refocused. I said in the huddle at the end, like, this doesn't feel good. We don't want to feel like this again, and remember what this feels like so we don't end up in this situation again. We have to take care of us. We were talking about that at the beginning, and I think we got away from us a little bit in terms of just outworking teams on the glass, moving the ball well. We only had 12 assists tonight, whereas we had 22 on Wednesday. That's a big difference maker as well. And so we just got to get back to us and refocus a little bit. I think this is often one of the hardest stretches of the year because we're right around finals times. They're thinking about projects. They're thinking about exams. And we just have to stay focused. And we've got about 2 weeks until they get a little break. And these two games, these conference games on the road are super, super important because it's really hard to go on the road in the CCIW. And so we got to get refocused on Monday, have a day off tomorrow, get refocused, and have a good week next week.
Sure. Well, Coach, good luck on the road. We'll be back 2 weeks from today against St. Norbert here at Tarbell. And best of luck with the road trip.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach, for joining us on the post-game show. Again, tough one, 72-51, but pretty much everything Coach said in that post-game were the sentiments we shared during the broadcast as well.
Yeah, it really was. You can't teach height, and obviously Augustana, they basically had a full lineup of 5'11 plus players. Carthage on their side, their tallest player is freshman Grace Gordon sitting at 6 foot. So just being able to out-rebound them is going to be tough, especially dealing with people that have that much height. And especially we saw it early on, just the prowess that Augustana had. Even their shorter players that they had on the court were diving up, trying to tip other rebounds back to the other guards and everything like that. So it's going to be tough. And especially like we said, they now have a long time to face Augustana again. So it's going to be time to be like, hey, what can we change? What can we fix on? What can we work on? Especially taking this film and being like, hey, it's time for us to work.
I think, too, you look at the first quarter, and they won the first quarter. And I know you may say, okay, what does that mean? But if you know you can win a quarter and then be so close in the second, I think that truly shows. They went into halftime with a 1-point lead. So half the game, things worked, shots fell, and again, you just got to be the aggressor down low. Well, folks, on behalf of Tyler Sorensen, I'm Pete Furry. 72-51, your final. As you see, men warming up. They will be in action 20 minutes from now. For executive producer Mike Love, producer John Voinovich, for the director Mark, this program has been a presentation of the Firebird Broadcast Productions and Carthage College, copyright 2023. Don't go anywhere. Augustana Carthage on the men's side coming your way shortly on the Firebird Broadcasting Network.